cause Uganda. On the streets the stories right, all the new they shine with pride. Toyota needs a man so much that we break it down, no propaganda. Every mama's gotta tell, feeling try to see the scale. We talk the truth, not just the brand. For car lovers across the land, for the love of cars Uganda we roll. From dusty roads to dreams of control. Previous teams, we break it down, helping every drummer in the town. For the love, for the love, for the love of cars Uganda. Pre-purchase checks, we lead the way. Track your car, no games to play. Restore the past, drive into tomorrow. We'll bring the love, not just the horsepower. Is it a no or a TX5? We'll show you what's real, not just the hype. Styling views and legion moves. We'll teach you more than just photos. We can do basics up, truck and gear and car get stuff. If you're new or a season fan, all love of cars, you ain't seen nothing yet. It's it money, driving rough. This is more than just machines. It's the love, the life, the people. Uganda we roll. From dusty road to dreams of control. Previous teams we break it down, helping every drummer in the town. For the love, for the love, for the love of cars Good morning on this rainy morning. I hope you guys are doing well. Yes, it's the Random Car Talk Thursday, and I'm going to talk about something that is very delicate. Sometimes when I discuss it with you individually, Nadella, you guys that call me, some of you guys take offense, some of you guys take it the wrong way, but I want to talk about it today. Borrowing against your car instead of losing money. We're going to be talking about that. Gilbert Amanya, hey, those that have refused to buy a car, I hope you guys are feeling it. But good morning. Welcome to the road, and where are the mystery souls? For the love of cars Uganda. On the streets the stories right, all the new they shine with pride. Toyota needs a man so much that we break it down, no propaganda. Every mama's gotta tell, feeling try to see the scale. We talk the truth, not just the brand. For car lovers across the land, for the love of cars Uganda we roll. From dusty road to dreams of control. Previous teams we break it down, helping every drummer in the town. For the love, for the love, for the love of cars Uganda. Pre-purchase checks, we lead the way. Track your car, no games to play. Restore the past, drive into tomorrow. We'll bring the love, not just the horsepower. Is it a no or a TX5? We'll show you what's real, not just the hype. Say legion moves, we'll teach you more than just photos. We can do from the basics up, truck and gear and car get stuff. If you're new or a season fan, all love of cars, you ain't seen nothing yet. It's it money, driving rough. This is more than just machines. It's the love, the life, the people. For the love of cars Uganda we roll. From dusty road to dreams of control. Previous teams we break it down, helping every drummer in the town. For the love, for the love, for the love of cars Uganda. Good morning, Muyombia Mark. Joshua Eden Farm obadde was in motion by Benji. Muchunguzi Gerard Lawrence Omule. Richard Wanga, Baramo Riebuzi. Uwe, obuzenyo msajja gwe. Dasha 256 original. Gilbert Amanya, W. Joshua Joe Kabali, Agaba, Cosmas, Agaba. Abari Mukamori, I don't take it for granted. K. Jovan, obviously. President Antonio. Good morning. How are you today? I tell you that, but you don't care. You don't give a damn, you don't dare. My number one girl, you rule my world. You took my heart, never a bad, but you made me beg. You made me beg. Every time I come over, you make me beg. But why? But why? Give me some love, be my better half. I promise I will never let you down, my girl. Generate all I've been spending things don't mean nothing. For as long as you got my heart. I want your number, come on, Sikumanyi Burunji Chakwetegereza. I'll tell yes, I'll tell no, I'll tell baby, let's take it slow. You are my number one girl, you rule my world. You took my heart, never a bad part. You made me big, you made me big. Every time I come over, you make me big. But why? But why? But you never ever take what I say. So guys, once again, good morning. Period day on Zibunyo. Now, I know that it might not be applying to everyone, but I'd like to tell you that period day on Zibu. Abantu banonya sente. At least I know a couple of people that are trying to sell their cars, and they will not admit they have a yagara sente. If you say everything that you choose a motor cars affe, tuba twetaaga sente. We may not admit it, but if you say everything that's the actual reason. Oba wetaaga sente. Now, some people will be telling you, I want to upgrade. Some people will be telling you, nyina byagala okwasaganya, oba nyine moroka nya, emu njagala gitunda, sina change kozesa. But the actual fact is that the only reason people ever sell their cars is because they need money. Okay? And I find that sometimes it's very hard for us to admit that your money nitaga sente. But it's even harder for us to admit that sente nyizo banzetaga mangu nnyo. And because we don't want to admit that twagala kuyiwa buyinja, once you don't admit nti netaga sente mbwangu, because sente ozetaga mbwangu, there are two options, and I think we have not quite explored this. I'm a proponent. I'm someone that says, instead of borrowing money, sell what you have. Okay? Tunda cholina osobole okwewola. But you guys already understand that almost everyone borrows. Omuntu atewola abamugagga nnyo, sicho? Omuntu atewola abamugagga nnyo, oyo atidde ba receipt, ba speed ne sawa ino mu nkuba. Aba receipt balina kibanoonya. Oba atidde kuleega kubanga yazze mu leeni yaffe abayisa naye atenda batatambula, gwe yayagadde okuyisa atambula okumusinga. Singa yazze eri ffe ne tuyita ndireeti nze gwe mulaba. Naye mukulu, emmoloka eno ovuga yaki? Some of you don't know how to drive. Nakuba waliwo ebitaala. abagagga be basinga okwewola. So guys, me I know for a fact that goyinza okuba woli you have a lot of money nga tokimanyi nti embeera eyiseemuko mu bantu nti people need money. Itaala bikyatadde wano olina genda nga tebinnabulira. So me I know for a fact that there are people that need money right now. Nga the easiest thing that that person has to sell to get their money is a car. But I've told you guys, nze ndi omu ku bantu abatatunda moroka yange ku loosi. Situna moroka yange ku loosi, webe moroka enenkolerawo sinjirekawo. Luliriwo olwo omuntu najja n'agigula nga agigula sente senkola ki. Nze njagala. Yensonga lwaki ate nange when I'm buying someone's car simuteka ku pressure. Me, I don't know how to bargain when I'm buying. So I'm expecting that people also don't know how to bargain when they are buying. So most of the times when people are bargaining to buy your car, they are bargaining kamaroka kali kanda bikibubi kalandi cruiser ako kalinge moroka zetwakubanga mu P1. So anyway, because I know that most people when they are bargaining to buy your car, they are bargaining based on what they have in their pocket. They're not bargaining based on the value of the car. And because they're not bargaining based on the value of the car, chiba chibalia. Now we chiba chikulia wabatomanyi bukumikiriza. So I'll give you an example. Someone initially wants to sell their car at 20. They come to me and I tell them, you know what? Give or take. Now, most of the times when someone calls me, me I don't have buyers. I don't even know where they are. Normally, when I tell someone the price of their car, I will tell them the trader price and the final buyer price. Because the people that are going to buy your car have categories. There are traders that are going to buy to resell. Now, any person that is buying your car to resell it will keep a profit of 3 million minimum. Okay? Now, they keep a profit for themselves about 3 million. Chitegeza, if your car is worth 27, they're going to buy it 23, 24. It's the same thing I told the Subaru gentleman. I told him, Morokeno Jinaba is so million mukaga. Ngawo yagala. But Boba Yagala sent a Zama, Moroka Javam 23 million. Okay? Nangamba athate final buyer. Nanga final buyer bonofuna final buyer na enga wa mangu ajakuwa 24 million. Okay? Ajakuwa 24 million. Now final buyers don't come around so often when we are selling our cars, which is important for you to always consider what the traders are paying for your car. And indeed, the traders came like flies when we posted that car. We posted that car on both TikTok and YouTube. Now, when they came, they offered him 23 million. And the serious ones were buying 23, which means they were traders. He called me and actually told me, Bampa million abidi musaf nebo naba subusi. Kolechi nindemu obamba we. And I told him, in fact, when traders are buying your car, they're expecting to park it for about 3 to 4 months before they sell it. Ate, these are people that are in the market. They are in the vivandas. So people look at that car every day. So if a person that has buyers looking at their car every day expects to park your car for 3 to 4 months, the very minimum you should count to sell your car would be 6 months. But it can go up to 2 years. I am telling you, I know traders that have had cars for 2 years. Ngamusubuzi chitegeza n'ekibalo kikyaba yakole ekyokugitunda agireke million esatu kibate kya making a sense at this time, because spending about 15 million you have to buy a car for resale only to end up having that car for 2 years of zeros. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. So I'm doing the express because in that Gayaza I should have been there. I should have been there like 14 minutes ago. Morning. But I'm not there. I'm not there because of circumstances. But my team is already there.
The team is already there, and I'm thinking they should be already starting to do what they're supposed to be doing. And after that, we should be doing a review of a certain car, probably 2, and then we'll shoot some more content. And yeah. So guys, Mbagambye, a trader will buy your car for resale and park it for 4 months. For him to be able to recoup the money that he calculated. And this is something I've been telling you. At least 2 million. Which is why when you buy a car, you need to be very careful what you invest in that car. Noziteka mu modoka ngoziteka maridadi woofer radio maridadi ugambi kati I'm buying this car, I'm spraying it. That's why sometimes I tell you guys, when you buy a car, spend about 3 months without doing anything. But you never listen to me, obviously, for reasons not best known to you, because it's your car, it's your money. You never really listen to me. But I've told you guys, we are on the express, and the express is like the quickest way for me to get to Gayaza. Because I do the express for like 15 minutes normally, and then then hopefully sija kusanga jam in so many places. When we encounter 15 minutes, wali ku northern bypass ne encounter at like 10 minutes. Niendo vera late. Anyway, I know I have a very capable team. When tuka late, njatuka, but still it has rained almost the entire country, right? So newe tulaga nabo abatu hosting abo benyini bagenda kuba late because of the rain. Woo, amazi mugalabye. Agamazi gensinga okutya ku express kuno. Nti amazi gasobola okukuba and you get blinded. Guys, I cannot be able to go through your comments. I'll go through them as I end the broadcast. Ngantuse wendaga probably, or we vamulaini abaduka luka team nabagamba abana basubaru tebamanyi murukanga muwaka nakati agenda kulinnya tayagala muisi kati then yabayisa agikola mu kinga ali sirunga bwali. And guys, maybe let me take this opportunity to educate you for the guys that don't know. When you're driving on the express and you're not overtaking, it's recommended that you stay on the left. Only go right when you're overtaking. Okay? It's the best thing for you to do. It's safer for everyone. Neka to go in the lane on the right. Tori mokuisa. On roads like the northern bypass, I would totally understand. Like I would understand because on the left wali have a border. For you to keep out of trouble, sometimes it's in your best interest for you to keep right. Sometimes because I have a border anytime. But when you're on a road like the express, and when you're coming to overtake, take a indicator, then never gendo kuisa bawa matala, flash lights at them. Abamo rumubeira bida. Ainzo kuira bida na the right. Katinze, for me, what I do is I flash lights at them to simply inform them that, you know what, someone is coming. Adimo kuisa. So anyway, guys, tuli mukwogera kutunda moroka oba okwewura to avoid losing money. By default, guys, apart from some special cars, there's some special cars where you don't lose money. But most of the cars that we buy, we lose money. Kebere yo Land Cruiser million echikumi echinana. Bwebo ojikula bweti. Ojikula bweti. Ate zo Land Cruiser zisale million nga 10 kwa 2. Ojikula 10 chinana na ewo oba otunda. Uliaja kujanga kwa 12. Zisaida ddala because the bay it's very atena yako gulema banja. It's very rare to find someone that has a trader that has 120, 150 million shillings. Nga ayagala zigula mu one car. Ukitegera era eri Land Cruiser gye na reviewing ya musuubuzi. Era bwe bampito gi reviewing I first as ani musuuzi yetade mu sente nyingi bweziti. Ayika kisubule million nga 9. Ezo million 9 ziraba for traders zisubule moroka 4 nga buli ko eriko million 3. Ukitegera kitegeza for a trader to invest in a car that he buys 80 million, he's going to sell it about 90 to 100 million. okitegeera. So omuntu agenda okugula emmotoka ya million 120 aba ayagala gitunda 150. I guess you understand. So the more expensive your car is, the more value that it cuts when you're selling it. Ichichimanye. There are cars that don't lose value at all. Like emmotoka ya bara muje twagula 5 million. Bana abatunda bwebe kyalina munga bwe twagigula ajja gitunda 5 million. Olumu n'omusobyo. Naye emmotoka, when you buy a car 10 million, chances are high you'll sell it 8 or 9. Why am I saying 8 or 9? Because it's very few people that are selling their good cars at 8 or 9. If you bought your car at 15, chances are high you'll sell it 12 or 13. If you bought your car at 20, chances are high you'll sell it 17. So the more expensive a car is, the more value it cuts. Okujakonga, it's a special car. Obanga, you're a special person. Okay, simanyi obona agezaako kuyisa oba ali siro busiro katutuuze nebusega. So guys, when is it wise to get money, to get loan, to borrow against your car other than selling? There are so many times that I would recommend that you borrow against your car instead of selling. But these number of times need mathematics. Let me give you a scenario. I have a close friend of mine. He has a car that is valued at 10 million. Market value is 10 million. Okay? So we have been talking for some time. And guys, I don't do brokerage. So when you're recommending your friends, tell them the one thing I can do for them is the pre-sale inspection, where he will pay 250,000 shillings. When he pays 250,000 shillings, I inspect the car, document it with visuals. Sorry guys, network. So get stabilizing a network. Let's stabilize the internet first. Ndachika muzibaziza Northern Bypass Express. Zibadde dachikanga 12. From the Kajansi toll paka Busiganga 12. Katubalezi to say why 22 minutes past the hour according to the clock in my car. And I know it looks like I'm going really fast, but I'm still within the speed limit. I'm doing 68. The guys that I'm driving with on the road are the slow ones. You can lightly, hold tightly, and fight for a might be. Isaac, however, the bubbles, guys, like the broadcast. You lose nothing by liking the broadcast. Katwina watch me mulabi omukubira ngombe zaidi ina sinza abantu zikora omukubira ngombe nasi 25 twakatambulira eddakiika 3 okuva e Busega okutuuka wano ku Lubigi dakiika 3.
The truth, don't test the brand for car lovers across the land. For the love of cause, you can't want me some men so much that would make it down on propaganda. Everyone needs some men so much that would make it down on propaganda. Everyone is gotta tell, feel it try to see this girl. For the love of cause, you can't know we roll from dusty road to brim patrol. She break it down, helping every drummer in the town. For the love, for the love, for the love of cause, you can't know. Pre-purchase checks, we lead the way. Track your car, no games to play. Restore the bus, drive into tomorrow. We'll bring the love, no.
So guys, I'm going to be talking about when it's wise to actually borrow against your car other than selling. So shortly, just one when you are dedicated.
This is more than just machines. It's a love, the life, the dream. For the love of cause, Uganda, we roll. From dusty road to dreams patrol. Still, she break it down. Helping every number in the town. For the love, for the love, for the love of cause,
Baramu bannange kamasomere comment ya Baramu ono gwe mulaba. If you remember the story, Baramu yajja ne miliyoni 4 ne tunonye moroke ennungi neebula. Baramu nangamba Arthur siddayo na sente. Baramu nandekera sente ze miliyoni 4 nga Arthur nonye moroka enkeera. Actually Baramu yanga Arthur anvaako ze siddayo nga sirina moro. Nemugamba Baramu ogenda kuddayo nga tolina moroka zaayo sente zo. Baramu nangamba Arthur sente zizo nazimpa mu kaveera ka bulaka nanga Arthur kwata nonye moroka enkeera emoroka yenya neebula ennungi because Baramu ngaavuga to country. I think the day we bought the car yagenda Nakaseke netufuna moroka nga ya 5 kibina. Baramu naaweereza akakadde netugula moroka. Baramu n'asooka agende Nakaseke bwe yamala n'agenda mu kyalo ntungamo bannange nze ekyalo kyonkyera bira Baramu. Kansome comment ya Baramu mulyoke mutegere nti wakawaali agambye nze ntwala okusiima kwange ku Mr. Arthur kunfuna moroka ennungi etansumbuwa weewale nnyo weebalire ddala. Naye Baramu wayigirawo Oluganda okuluwandiika bwoti n'okulwogera ku kutawaanya. Arthur, borrowing against a car is tricky. If you go to the bank, they value the car at a discount and discount at 60, 80. Then comprehensively insure it and caveat fees. Mr. Arthur, tell me how economy. I saw a video on TikTok and they bet if someone can walk from the new taxi park to Chileka at 5 million. Aunangi ntambulawo. Ntambulawo milioni 5. Pa taxi park to Chileka. Inze mwe mbadde debate sijirabye na jiraba. Nze natambulako okuva Mutunde paka na Mugongo. You guys you joke. Nze natambulako okuva Mutunde paka na Mugongo. Ni mani ntambula okuva na Mugongo paka Mutunde after like a couple of days. Oko kutambula kwangu. Anyway, guys, when you should borrow, let's start day on a poll. Start day on a poll, but we will again tomorrow. Lero ndi mbwangu ndina late nyonze gwe mulaba. Gwe naige ngombe. So anyway, guys, I am late. That's why I started your question Q&A over poll. But tomorrow tonight I'll it out. So Ricky Chikawa has asked. No, what was also Gamba Wadinti Bank. One, guys, against your car. You don't go to banks. You don't go to microfinance. Okay, when you're borrowing against your car, and the only time you should borrow against your car is when you don't need a lot of money. Why am I saying you should still borrow against your car sometimes instead of selling? It's because I've realized that most of the times I walk from Matuga to Bombo. Dasha nze natambula atawo natambula okuva mutundu paka namgona ine miaka 16. I was young nga njagala kukyala nga nkoye wajjajje mutundu nga njagala genda kumbagagge na mugongo ewali TV enene. So anyway, guys, let's go back to our topic. Kuba njagala basibula nkube ku masimu. Let's go back to our topic. Our topic is when you should borrow against your car. Agambia caveat fees, comprehensive insurance, guys. The only time you should borrow against your car is when you're borrowing from a money lender and you're going to park your car. Now, someone is going to say, "But money lender barogo, need that sebo, but money lender barogo." One thing I've realized about us Ugandans is most of the times when you borrow money, you borrow it for something else and then you use it for something else, and then you end up ngache weewolera sente tochikoze ngate sente ziweddewo ngate olina okusasula loan. Now, oliajja kwebuuza nga si buli muntu nga abeewola salary loan bo bazikozesa. Abeewola salary loan is because their loans are paid by their salaries. Otherwise, nabo twalibadde tubalaba ng'ebintu babitwala. You borrow money for something else and you end up doing something else. Kati aba salary loan bo bali lucky because they pay using their salaries. But namunga nabo ensobi bazikola. And sometimes it's not really your fault. Sometimes things just don't work out. Sometimes oyina kyobana ne kigana. But that's not an excuse. Let's go back to the point. When you're borrowing against your car, only borrow when you need small monies. Not the kind of monies where you have to sell your car and use the entire money for that particular project. Because I understand it's also possible ndabanga avuze main asinga main ayinzo bamukajja mu katono wali nene kanyanya wayinzo kwatamu netolole kanetolole kamale getolola kwetolola kuluma naye kanetolole which car the sienta ya milioni 3 mu bonde 293 ngogula cash ategwe go mwaka 2012. So anyway, guys, when you're going to buy, when you're planning to sell your car, what way ambuziza Ricky Chikawa, I think yabuziza. So when do you know that you're not making a loss when selling your car? Guys, emoroka yewe ebe kusale milioni 5 kwambuka waguru, you're making a loss. However, some losses tuzeitira. Naye wali gayaza road wagenda bawakutte kamale getoloola. So guys, sometimes the losses we bring them to ourselves. Let me give you an example. You buy a car and immediately when you buy a car ngokwata seat covers za mitwalo 5 ngoziteekamu batekamu ekiwempe ng'emmotoka egenze milioni 7 mu mitwalo 7, you put a radio mitwalo 5, you put all these things you cannot remove because track and alarm, those are things that we can remove. Ngojikwata ngojipimpi ngojitaddeko space ngojitwala ngojifuwa ne bwe bate yetaagisa kufuwa okitegeera ngokola maidadi enogeno maiza maidadi ngalidde milioni 3 emipiira bakugamba teekako emipiira ejalaisa. I tell you guys time and again, when you're buying tires for your car, buy the cheap tires. Gwe ngogamba neddanze jagala MRF buli mupiira gwa mitwalo 4 okitegeera. One thing you don't remember is that the time will come when those tires don't matter anymore. The mipira ntekako the cheapest I can get because you're not twambala China. So, ngojira emoroka eriko rims zayo zikyalina ngoga nonze njagala sport rim. Ngogula sport rim za kamu kitundu milioni 2 ngoteekako. Nga asa akugamba lwaki oteeka sente nyingi zityo mu moroka. Nze njagala you buy a car eriko old number plate ngo njagala ku digital number plate nga bakulyamu 7 ng'oteekako digital number plate erina kyekuyamba gwe ng'oteekako mataala, you buy aftermarket lights. Your car has ordinary side mirrors. No, I want side mirrors with indicators. You put them there. Yeah. Your car has an ordinary bumper. You got no, I want an aftermarket bumper. Ngobyo maize moro kange kulide million 5. Now, emaro kuli million 5. Sometimes life is teaching you a lesson not to borrow. When you have problems, cause problems don't make profits, only borrow for business. Yeah, I totally understand, and I'll concur with Dasha. Sometimes you borrow for business in Uganda, which take and the world over you take kumanya nti byaganye naye nga bigaana bulijjo okitegeera eh? So let's go back to our situation. You have bought a car. Kachiri kugayaza road raba wano watambula what? Wali awo waggulu omuntu mukiraba kitru stamp wali munene bwenti bwe namanya nga akakuba akakka kwa kamwesi ate bakakutemawo ibanga siddene. So guys, we are talking the losses. There are losses that zomanya tujja zikola. When you buy a car, any amount of money that you add in your car is money you're going to lose. Yeah? So it's usagala nze zibala. Nze nkubala nti if you buy a car at 10, your chances are you have more chances of selling it at 8. Buying price versus selling price, not money included. Mboguze mipira oguze bichi. Bide bidala byonna bino biteekako to make your driving experience better. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. You put to make your driving experience better. Okujjako ng'emmoloka yo erina something special about it. So eyo tuvuddeyo. Togula mmoloka n'ogikwatira $1,500,000 n'ogiteekamu ng'olowooza nti olwegenda kubeera y'amaanyi nnyo. Okitegeera. Era bw'oziteeka mu manya ezo tetuzibala. But if you bought a car at 10 million and you realize that on selling you're going to be losing 5 million, you're selling it, you bought it 10, you're selling at 5. The first question you're going to ask yourself is, if I sell my car at 5, will I replace that car with 5 million? If you cannot replace that car with 5 million, the chances are high that borrowing is better for you. Let me tell you why. Speaking of borrowing, students are coming back home in a few. Save 3 months prior to avoid selling off your cars. Nadala aba school fees. So guys, why am I saying that borrowing is better? If someone has a car of 10 million and they want to sell that car 10 million, most times, I'm not saying all the times, but I'm saying most times, Eli, we'll talk about that car tomorrow. All questions are for tomorrow, apart from the questions to do with the topic. So guys, most of the times I've realized nange nga mwendi buli wotune moroka million 10 ebiseera ebisinga ekizibu kiba tekiriiwo oba kiba kya million 3 It's a fact. Kat you guys that have sold your cars in a rush, remember, you sold your car 10, you actually needed 4 million, not so? But your car was actually worth 10. And if you had sold it not in a rush, you'd be able to sell it 10 million. But you end up selling it 5 or 6 because you needed 4 million. Majority of the time, that's the thing. That's why I'm saying it's better for you to borrow against your car. Now, most people that have cars that are worth 10 million, you can borrow 4 million from a money lender. Why am I saying money lenders? We all know a money lender that is actually honest. Because if a money lender lends you 4 million, they want 400,000 per month. Those are the honest money lenders. And these are the money lenders that are not going to put caveat on your car. These are money lenders that are going to tell you to park your car. Now, I was telling you about a situation of a close friend of mine that wants to reinvest in his business because he got some troubles and used part of the capital. So he wants to reinvest in the business. His car is worth 10 million. But right now, when he sells the car, he will be selling it 7.5. However, the car is worth 10 million minus the money he has invested in the car since he bought it. And when we calculated, he would literally be losing about, if he sells it now at the value that they are telling him 7 million, he will be losing about 8 million. That's a lot of money to lose in a car. That's a lot of money. That's something, actually, those are times that I would tell you, be patient, linda mu, kwata mu, gumamu. Ochitegeera, lwana, tetenkanya sente walala. So, cut now he's losing 8 million. Me, I know in my heart, it's very rare for someone to have a car of 10 million, sell it when they really need capital of 10 million. Most of the times, what we million is satunya. I've experienced it. Zejukira when natunda vitsi yang najitune million mwenda. But in actual sense, 3 million would have worked for me. I hadn't really gotten into nga sina yingira nnyo kintu kya kulamba manerenda sina kimanya nti abantu beulamba manerenda ate sente tekazisasula, especially if they borrow the money and use it for the actual reason they are borrowing the money for. But most times, obviously, let's go back to the actual reason. If you need capital 3 million, capital of 1.5 would actually suffice. Business here, let me tell you the thing that normally people tell me when they're selling their car quickly. They are telling, I need that money, I'm going to use it for 2 months and then buy another car in 2 months. Hey, bobanga dala moroka yo jitunda. Nga business yo egenda kwata sezo ogenda okujja mu moroka yo. Ezizaze mu myezi 2 eyewoze akusinga. Because those are the situations I get normally when someone is selling their car quickly. No, I just want the money, I'm going to use it for 2 months, I will have gotten back the money and then I can buy another car. Most times they don't buy another car. So borrowing might actually be a better thing. Why? If someone can lend you 4 million at a rate of 10%, ngate mulimbya caveat ite mulimbya insurance ngo parking a moroka. Okay? At a rate of 10%, ngo moroka nga sento baddo zagaza myezi 2. Kwata million ezo nyaziteke mu business nga bobaddo yagala okukola. But majority of the time they don't actually want money for business only. Ayagala sento ateka mu business afune ko nezalia. That's the actual truth that you people never tell anyone. But if it's really business, kwata million enyezo ziteke mu business. Soko kwateje emyezi 2 ng'omusajja omwa interest yo kamitwala 8 nga loan yo bwajongerayo. Okay? A business that could buy you another car in 2 months can definitely pay back that loan in 2 months. So sasura emitwala 8 interest for the time that you need to use the money. And when the time comes when you can pay back the money and retrieve your car. Someone is going to say, Arthur, money renda balogo. I have seen people that got loans with their cars from the local money lenders, not from those money lenders that where you guys are charged high interest fees. You pay for caveat, you pay for insurance, you pay for a lot of things, and you go to borrow 4 million, you actually receive 2.6. These people are local money lenders, and I don't know any. But why I don't know any? Because I don't want you to say other one syndicate one money lender, then they made it naturally morokangi, made it do. But I'm telling you how I will handle it now. That money lender, bano money lender ababulija bali loka bokuchalo. Wakola million nyaziba nya. Noja no parking moroka yo na kwate million nya na azikuwa. Okay? Bokwata sente ezo nga bye wabale bye bitufu. Most of the times tukkirizente ebisede bisinga ekibalo kigana. Now, ekibalo bwe kigana bwe wola million nya. Ana agomwezo ogusoka gazze bali. Ugamenti interest y'omwezo ogusoka njirina. Njazimuwa. Kati ogomwezo kunagenda okuwa kungokoza ana agomwezo oguddako binabanga byekuttemu. I don't know, katimbala from my perspective, engeri gye nkwasaganyamuko ebintu. Nti for us small business owners and self-employed individuals, oba n'abantu ab'okusasula, olumu nga sente olina zijja walala, ozisasula abakozi, obale ate omwezi ogunajja ne yo sente zo osasula abakozi nga tezaapagala balowooza business e Uganda zikola kiralu, naye nga tezikola kiralu, bwe batyo bwe basurvivinga. Okitegeera bwe batyo bwe basurvivinga olumu bijja gana naye binaaba biganye ng'osasula interest paka bono malayo sente. Me, I have borrowed money from money lenders. Was quarter. Actually, zinasema ndo zogenda money lender ku campus. Nebwe wewe unasendeza money lender no sigala mu interest. Kwanze ku campus twe ulanga emitwalo 4 5. 5 bujiba mitwalo 4 okitegeera 10% is what? Ziba 14. Kati nga bwe ziba ziganye ng'osooka omwenyazi ng'oddayo ng'omwenyazi batukyajinga nga buli week 10% per week nga buli week osooka omutwalira 10,400 paka bw'olifuna sente ze n'ozimuwa gwofa okulanga interest ye ekola ki nga bw'ayongerayo paka bw'ozisasula. Kati the problem comes when people borrow nga ta borrowing the business nga borrowing the kizibu era most of the people that you'll find abagamba manenda yatute ebintu byange aba yeewolera kizibu nti nina omulwadde okay kaneewoleyo milioni 10 nsingeyo ennyumba yange. Omulwadde ayinza obutawona ate omulwadde ebiseera ebisinga akutuusa ku level y'okwewola milioni 10 chances are high nti tajja kuwona okitegeera so anyway nze sinza kukiza family yange kwewola ngandi mulwadde mundeke enfe ngende abaana bange basigaze bibasigaza. Arthur, a loan is not bad, but the borrower is the one that uses it in a bad way. If you're committed, at least borrow and do exactly what you're supposed to do. Big up to us who always work in loans. Since I'm a daily income earner, it works for me. Thank you, Henry. Henry, soko tunyonyole mugwe bw'okibala okikola otya. Soko tunyonyole because abantu ambayinza obutategira bwemba nnyonyole ebintu ne balowooza Arthur afuuse motivational speaker. But I know people that work with loans. Nga zo bazikoleramu. Na ye nga akibala. Henry soko je tosoka kugenda. Soko tunyonyole. Arthur, loans from money lenders are not sustainable. Interests are very high at these commercial banks. Magembe Frank. Toinayo bantu bomanyi nga bank is batwalidde ebintu. Nze have ever borrowed money from a bank. You borrow 1 million, you receive 700. Na yenga ate bwali obala loan gyoyagala okwewola wetaga milioni etya nera genda okumaliriza kati natunagenda kona mu banka nze naliko newolako sente mu Equity nga ne loans officer ayagala ku sente sebo ze weewola era oyo musajja nze siri musonyiwa namutunuulira nti sebo nga naye ayagala ku sente ze weewola ayagala loan bwe jja omuweeko nze nenziruka banka money lender tayagala ali ku sente zo ate. And I don't use money lenders by the way, but I'm telling you bino ebintu byebiri ku ground At home we work with loans. Antonio msoko nyonyola abantu abagamba nti loan mbi joba loan teziri sustainable muba nyonyole kubanga I think abantu abatakozesanga ku loan be batamanyi nti loan zisobola olumuzifa sente olumuzifa, which is why it's important no wewola loan is sustainable. You guys, I think that all parking lots are actually parking lots, but there are so many parking lots that are actually parking lots of money lenders. Nga money lender parking awo moroka zibantu zebeewoledde kongera weziri. I know like 2 parking lots ewali nga ba money lender parking ninga abantu bagira ne basasula ne bajjayo moroka zaabwe ne bazitwala. So kati guys, ekifo ky'okufuna moroka yekusala milioni 8 10 olw'okuba opapa bw'oba ina money lender gwomanyi nga ali clear, okay, nga ali clear gitwale ye moroka naye weewole sente ntono nga interest omusobola buli mwezi ne bw'oba sente zito nazifuna nga interest omusobola buli mwezi at least to sustain abantu abamu batundire moroka zaabwe kuba money lender because yakwata sente n'azisambya atalina kukola. Every month I make sure I borrow 1 million or your Henry Modern Juice. That 1 million is my saving. Then I make sure every day they pick the money. Kati osasula otya Henry? Tunyonyole bw'osasula chairman Zaka. Magembe, you're right. Banks are better, but the excessive bureaucracy and fees complicates everything. Money lenders are the only way. But money lender obalaba. Nze nenvuge moroka yange sawe nenjwali wa money lender. Mvayo ne sente. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. Mvayo ne sente. Bwe manjagala milioni emu, ngenda wali, ne signing achona che signing nze nevayo ne milioni etya. You just have to make sure to signing andagano ya ntunze. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. To signing endagaano ya ntunze aba signing endagaano za ntunze bayayi. Signing endagaano nga kale mwaka kukulizo nsende wezina akulema mujja tunde mmoroka. To signing endagaano ya ntunze. I think that's where most people get it wrong. Ba signing endagaano za ntunze. Endagaano ya ntunze genda kufiiriza ebintu because oli asobola okugitunda anytime. Okitegeera. So anyway, the times that I've seen people selling their cars cheaply, borrowing would have helped them. Nti bwe weewole million emu oli ayagala interest wa mitwalo 10 buli mwezi. Emitwalo 10 abantu abasinga muzikola buli mwezi ng'osobola ozisaayo ne bw'oba nga akakadde ke tokafunye mmoloka n'ogirekawo emyezi mukaaga n'omwe 10. Now, kat some of you guys are calculating kati ngeno male myezi mukaaga muwadde emitwalo 6. Yes, because akakadde ke tokayina. Singa akakadde ko badde okayina mwezi ogusooka wali badde osasula emu 10. Ontegeera kye nkugamba muganda wange. So guys, don't sell your cars cheaply. Don't sell because ensi bwetyo abantu abasinga babeera olaba n'abagagga baba banja. Every day I make sure I pay 38,000. Mukitegedde baganda bange Henry bwakikola. Mukitegedde Henry bwakikola. And for him it's sustainable. Muntu wanaga anti loans teziri sustainable. Gwe emoro kuvuga ya V6 ogivuga nga avuga kapaso. Mulabe. Sima chifudo. Manchi nzoba nga kituwarege chifudde ekyo. Nga avuga naye nga gia tezikyuka nga ali mu nnamba emu. Hey. Ize moroka tezisinika mannyo. Tuyinzoba tuli wano nga anoonya ayigenda kyanja mu garage. Well, there's no one who would waste people's time like this in the morning. At least oddako ebbali. Era aze ebbalimu. Just nti nze mpisa wali safe kati nga kati. Tuyinzoba tuli awo ng'emmoloka ekoma mu nnamba emu. Nga tekyusa gia. Their system works for me personally because it's difficult to collect 1 million nga tofunyemu any problem. Ekituufu. Newe boso bonomuwa sente za buli lunaku kiba kikukolera. I think the moment you borrow money from money lenders, akusabira nedda. Me have borrowed money from a money lender. The only time my property was taken was when I put that money in something that wasn't making money. Ata kisegerwa musajja wange ono. Bya mathematics we. Guys, I would not dismiss any system that I have not tried, but me have tried commercial banks. Commercial banks ndoza simanyi na kumanya. Weewole million 10 n'ofuna mwenda kitundu oba mwenda. Already ziri sente bazitutte. Emitwalo 7 oba akakadde. Already bo bennyini be bazitutte. Kyokka bwe bamala okutwalako akakadde. The next month nga baagalirawo sente. Kitegeeza sente zirize weewoleza commercial bank zeetaaga. Ngate ate on top of that ne weewuba mu banka kumpi mwezi mulamba otambuza paperwork noonya garanta okitegeere sente za banka zeetaaga weewola nnyingi nnyo kuba bw'oba weewola sente nnyingi nnyo eza banka at least omalako naye bano banneewola million 2 million 10 okitegeera kale ne million 10 osobola okugenda n'ozijja mu banka kuba nazo nnyingi according to some people. But abeewola obusente obutono it's just better that obusente nga weetaaga kubanga abantu abasinga beewola million 10 nga tazeetaaga okitegeera nga in actual sense yeetaaga million nga 2 naye neewola million 10 because basobola ozimuwa abantu ebintu ebibalemera aba yeetaaga million 5 ne banka nemugala tusobola okuwa 250 mu mimpi nga mbutuufu ziri million endala 2 talina na kyazikozesa nga 5 gabadde yeetaaga kati ziri 2 n'azoonoona bw'azoonoona kati nga talina sasula 250 agenda okumala wali we yateeka sente nga yassaawo 5 ne gujabagira. And of course some people can never come to share, especially people that have been through that trouble. But if the world was open, they would tell you. The deduction in commercial banks are insurance fees, application fees, and these are usually on percentages, among other few deductions. Ask the loan officers to tell you this. Kakati Jovan, ku ground ebisere mbi biralamu. Nze loan officer wange nagano moya de 10 the last time I got money from the bank. Ninga yali ayagala sente nga nemeddeko. Okitegeera. So hey guys, network tujjako naye era tusemba sibulira nkwe ku masimu. Sometimes mbadde mbagamba Dasha, it depends na ebisenga 10 million bakuwa mwaka gumu oba ebiri. The thing kye mbadde mbagamba nti ebiseera ebisinga people are getting loans from banks that they cannot afford or they should not be getting, and because of that they end up paying bribes to loans officers. Loans officer agala emitwalo 5 asobola okuyisizaamu loan gy'otayina kufuna, and because you don't qualify to get that loan initially, even then tegeza nawe sente zotomanyi bwazikosa because you don't qualify. Okitegeera, because you already don't qualify, sente ezo zikwata bubi kuba you don't qualify to use that money. Nizikulema zisitemera ngako sente za banka kuba nazijjangayo nga nzijayo ntono nga nzisobola, naye ogenda olw'okukibalaabalamu ku busente obutono ng'agumiikiriza n'okozesa capital gw'olina asinga, kuba bw'obalaabalamwe ng'ekibalo tekivaayo obajjako 10 emitwalo 7 ne bagitwala mu charges ezo, n'obudde bwe bamala bayinza n'okugenda okuwa sente ezo nga tokyazeetaaga nga kyewali ozaagaza. Kama Katonda wange. I think that's why people go to money lenders. Agenda okugira sente ezo nga banka ebbanga lyezimuweereddemu nga kye yali azaagaza yakyagwako dda. You advise someone to borrow money to buy land, and when its value goes up, and me, I don't advise anyone to borrow money to buy land. Okujjako ng'oli mu business ya ttaka ng'otunda mataka naye bw'oba totunda mataka kati oba weewolera ki? If a loan officer asks for money, just tell them, you report them, olabe bwadduka. Nze byalo nabyesonyiwa for now kanjira nkozesa akatono kenye bwe kituka nga njeetaaga ndigifuna naye. Guys, gyendaga simanyiyo bulungi. Parking awo mbasibule nkuba amasimu agabuuza gyendaga. Munansonyiwa. Kamba sibule ukwakwayo tunyumizaamu. Kamba sibule ukwakwayo. Mwebale nnyo kubeera ku broadcast y'okumakya ga leero. I don't take you for granted namwe abali mu Kamoli abalaba video. Guys, our goal is to get 100,000 community members, subscribers. We are now there. Tell your friend, tell your brother, tell your sister, to tell whoever they know to subscribe. Yet subscribe ngabulijo. Muyombya Mark Webale Kera, Joshua Eden Farm, motion by Benji, Muchinguzi Jara, Lawrence Omule, Richard Wanga, Baramuri Yebuzi, Webale Nyokusima, Gilbert Amanya, Dasha 256, Joel Kabali, W. Joshua Agaba, Cosmas Agaba, Dasha 256, President Antonio, Nsereko Starch or Starch Events, Nima, Chairman Zak or Chairman Wabali Mukamori, Ricky Chikawa, Agaba, the ones Mamazi Naba engaging about Aijuka Blair, Eli Mafumala, Samuel Ntale, Luidika Isaac or Surveyor, Balvids, Yusuf Sulaiman Al-Ghazai, Richard Damolida, Lawrence Biamukama, Nuwamanya, Rogers, George Senkubuge, Richard Aki, Henry Modern Juice, Magembe Frank, Munoza sibamazeyo bantu bange, Stephen Omuria, Kejovan nakumaze. Interesting topic today. Now, yet the thing is below 10 million go to money lenders. On bigger ones, like 100, thank you. That's the trick I personally use every time I come to Uganda. There's that line of credit and call it double, but it's strictly for business. Loans are good, but you must be wise and trust in yourself about the payment. Go open that line of credit. They only charge you when you pick the money. Which bank is that? Which bank is that, Jovan? Nyinza kungamba bank Jovan ngende nga tutegedde abantu nga bategedde bank gy'oggulawo line of credit. nyina okuba essimu who is my tab nyina okuba Bank of Africa. Okay, kale mugitegedde banka gye mugula line of credit mugende mwebuuze njagenda mbabuulizeeko and probably tulabe. Guys, thank you very much for being part of this broadcast. I wish you a very lovely day. I'll see you tomorrow on Question Friday. Temera bidinchati tudeni chimeza. May the good Lord bless you. Ciao.